This week on RSBANDB Update, Treasure Hunter winds down as keys are no longer sold, Premier's value becomes questionable, and the end of the MTX era is in sight. Default settings for new players arrive, and we share our progress on inverted skill capes. This is RSBANDB Update, episode 1072, recorded Wednesday, January 14th, 2026, Treasure Hunter's Battlefield. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of RSBANDB Update. This week, Treasure Hunter partially goes away. The rest of it will go away next week, of course. But Tanis, you're here. Welcome back for the new year. Good to have you back.
Thank you, Shane.
You have a restful time period away.
Yeah, nice, low key. That's the best kind. So.
Excellent. We also got Perdasius, everyone's second favorite Australian here. Welcome back again for the new year.
Thank you, and Happy New Year to everyone out there.
We, last week, went full deep in combat with Bears and Thaxi, with Thaxi doing the show in the dark because his power was out. That's actually, if anybody's wondering why the show sounded a bit different, that's why. But if you want to listen to that one, go back. It's in the feed, update.show. We also have our community Discord over at update.show/Discord, and the friends chat can be found in game at BitsBytes. But we would not be doing this show if not for our experienced here Patreon members who are Amos Reed, Bladecom, Dominic R, Jade Gizmo, Jason S, Jesse W, Julia W, Kesky, Lemon Lodge, Luminos, Ricky A, Psyoasis, Snail Mage, The Naked Captain, and Tim. Big, huge thank you, everybody. You'll hear more about our Patreon offerings in just a little bit, but we begin the week with the Treasure Hunter wind down. Slowly but surely, it's just disappearing. It's like a collapsing regime. It's a collapsing regime that's, you don't know when it's going to go, but it's just going to be gone one day, and everybody will live harmonious after it's gone, or so we think, but...
Because that's how it always turns out.
Yeah, because you don't know when it's going to pop, right?
Yeah.
So as of this week, right now, you can no longer purchase Treasure Hunter keys from anywhere. You no longer get Treasure Hunter keys in-game, either just given to you randomly or from daily challenge rewards. The Premier daily key is gone as well. Offer wall has been removed. The Oddments store stock has been changed, and what we have running right now is the basic of a Smoldering Lamp Treasure Hunter promo, because Premier members with an active tenure beyond the 12th of January who purchased Premier before November 12th will be awarded with bonus keys from Premier, excluding daily keys earned at login for each day of the remaining Premier membership tenure, up to a cap of 365 keys. Now, I think it's important to just underscore, the world that we're in, the fact that you can no longer buy a Treasure Hunter key in RuneScape, which would have been, since the first time, since 2012, that you weren't able to get like a Squirrel Fortune Spin or an Alice key or a Treasure Hunter key or something to that effect. So this is a big deal. And I think we kind of, rode that hype earlier on in November and what have you, but now that it's here, how do we feel?
I mean, as a Premier Club member, we knew it was going away, but they were actually still advertising daily keys as part of the membership package when I purchased it on the 25th of November. And on the GIM account, obviously I don't get it on that. That was purchased at the start of November because, the way we did things. But, I don't care. I'm 200 mil all, so it doesn't bother me. The keys, I only ever traded for Oddments anyway. But, there are going to be some people out there who will understandably be a little bit unhappy because, yes, they did tell us this was happening, but not everyone reads those things. You buy your treasure hunt. You buy your
fine
Premier
print,
Club,
right? Like, because my premiere was before November 12th that it, renewed over. So I, came in on Tuesday or whenever this was to 400 keys. Whereas Tanis, how many did you get? Because yours renewed later in November.
Yeah, 21. 21 keys.
Which is just to the end of the month, basically,
from
where we were at.
I did get my 11-year loyalty crown, though.
Well, that's positive. That's positive.
But yeah, I mean, as I said, it doesn't bother me, but I can see some people out there being a little upset because when they were still advertising it after that 12th as free keys every day, they should have said or had something on there at that time because I knew they were taken away, and a lot of people did, but there are going to be people out there who did not know. They just bought it because they don't follow the social media side, they don't follow the podcast or anything like that. So, but it's a good thing overall, so we're not going to complain.
Yeah, I got 6.5 million defense XP. I threw mine on defense. 400.
Nice.
That's 400 keys of just plain smoldering lamps and whatnot, and maybe it would have been nice to have the final keys during the Christmas promo. I think.
Oh, that would have been nice.
Could you imagine how powerful that would have been?
Then I would have been pissed off for not getting them.
I guess that's why you got to do it that way. Because I would just,
the only time I actually logged in,
looking at, that's 400 keys. But at the same point, I've never actually used keys for experience before, and I went into this with the realization that there's probably going to be this year combat skills going to 120 given the combat beta server. So I was like, well, which of these combat skills is going to be the most useful across the board and all combat styles, and that's defense. So I threw them on defense, and I think the thing that I wanted to hone in on with that is that I had no idea how far 400 keys was going to get me, and it's 6.5 million XP at using 99 rates. So I don't know if I was hoping, like in the grand scheme of 200 mil, that's not that much. That's not that impactful. But at the same time, if you scale that down to somebody, in the 90s, that's very impactful. So you see where this thing sort of lands and where the numbers are on that as to why that, maybe isn't such a good thing to have in the game. And aside from the random promotions and cosmetics that come with it that people tend to hunt for. But one thing I do want to talk about in relation to getting rid of these things is the removal of the Premier Artefact.
Yeah,
that hurts.
Yeah.
That'll be removed on the 19th.
That is going to hurt.
what I didn't get, like some of the stuff that they're removing from Premier, like the vault, this and that. Okay. A bunch of treasure hunter stuff comes from that. So I get that. I don't understand the artifact the same way, right? Like that doesn't, and I mean, this is a discussion for Premier Club or whatever someday. I think Premier Club it's just
not worth it. It's not worth it now.
But it says we will release more information relating to longer term changes to Premier in the coming weeks.
Yeah, but
so there will be something there. It's just a question of will it be that useful? Because I question myself why I would have, not just gone month to month then on the GIM, because when I look at the Premier Artifact, that was one of the main reasons I actually went for Premier Club on the GIM this year.
Yep, same here. And that's the same thing. I mean, in Australia, it's $143 for Premier Club. Now, my original account, I was paying $8 a month. So I'm assuming they said, if you ever do stop, you go back to that for your grandfather.
Whoa.
I mean,
but see, the thing is, you have a higher grandfathered rate. On my main, if I
Yeah.
wanted to, I would go back to a $5
$6.
grandfather rate.
Yeah, exactly. But see, on the GIMP account, it will now it will cost me, I think it's $16 a month now. So yeah, it's worth it on that. But on the main account, it's what's the point of Premier Club? Because there's just no. I mean that. The Premier Artefact wasn't overpowered. It gave you a 10% boost XP wise once a day.
The aura
It
reset was
operated.
big.
Yeah,
But
and the
Porter really
Porter was
synergized
good.
nicely with archaeology.
Exactly. So, and those are things that, are things that are already in game. So I don't see, I mean, take the 10% XP off. I don't care if you did that, but those other things were big things that I think I think they will have hurt themselves with that removal of that.
I think that is an indication of where things are going, because it's not
The integrity
that's,
work,
that's
right?
That's not.
Mm.
I'm not getting into the integrity, but that is showing you where it is going. Have fun with. The next generation needs to pick that freaking football up and fucking run with it, because fuck. Anyway,
Because see,
but
the
it
thing is,
shows
we
you
bought
where it's
this
going to go.
with the idea that this would be here. So the thing is what do you add to Premier membership to offset this loss in value?
Yeah, you've really devalued Premier Club.
And it would have been nice to know that in November.
Before I paid for it. Exactly.
Or even right
That's why
now.
I'm sort of pissed.
Right,
Yeah, I'm
because
sort of
because
pissed
you
off.
bought yours late November, and we knew this was going away as of November 12th.
We knew the Artefact was going away
No,
too,
no,
did we?
no. We knew that Treasure
No.
Hunter was going away, but we
Exactly,
didn't know the
but I
Artifact was
wasn't
going to be
no.
Yeah.
included in that.
And that's the thing. When they advertised this year's Premier Club, they still had the Artefact there. They still had your Treasure Hunter keys there. They were still advertising that, knowing they're taking it all away, but they were advertising it, and that's sort of, I do take a bit of issue with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I mean, I'm glad it's over, right? Like, it's like I picture like the end of a movie, and it's showing the battlefield, and you're just like, I'm just glad this shit is over.
Like the new Superman movie.
I didn't hate it to begin with. I don't love it now. I'm just glad it's over.
Well, and see, the way you describe that, we are walking through a field of collateral damage caused by more than a decade of back and forth on monetization of this game that was at times carried out in good faith, but the majority of times it wasn't carried out in good faith by both Jagex and the player base, because there were countless times people wanted to talk about monetization and the value of RuneScape, and I think the closest we got to that was back in the day when Mod Warden was parading everybody around and brought Mod Mike out. And he had that disastrous live stream about
mod microtransactions. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of people saw him at that, but in the end, he had a major redemption arc. But my point with that is that was one of the few times that we started heading in the right direction, but then the focus became content and everything just shut down in that. But then time after time, promotion after promotion, there was a continual case of using this treasure hunter battering ram whenever people didn't like what the company was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, remember last year,
and it's a case of collateral damage. It really is.
54 different promotions, I think it was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And there was a time when, like, they were, what do they call it, Shane? Not special ops, but the
the live team,
the live team,
live ops,
live ops, where a lot of this treasure hunter, a lot of this stuff was coming in not only as items, stuff like that, but it was being pushed as content, and that came to a head with hero pass. Finally people were like, "You shall not pass. Shove it up your ass, that hero pass," and that was it. And I think that was when the dam broke.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And see, you ask somebody who is against Treasure Hunter and against all these things if they're vindicated in this, and they'll say they were. But on the other hand, if you ask, somebody looking at this from a very corporatist angle, was this a overall net negative thing for the game? They're going to have their own way of saying that no, it was proper and right as well. So, the point I think that this is dancing around, and it goes back to that whole Battlefield analogy, is that nobody asked for this. Nobody asked to be put through this. And we, as a community, in large part, just went along with the idea of removing Treasure Hunter because it is that let's have a big relaxation moment that everybody was hoping for. But you don't know what this reaps around the next corner. We have every reason, I have every reason to believe Jagex will pull a positive on this. But this sort of, thing about the Premier artifact in particular raises a lot of questions. I was just going through the FAQ that was posted on the 12th on this, and regarding the extra keys, it says, on this day, January 12th, members with an active tenure beyond this date and who purchased before November 12th will be awarded bonus keys from Premier. So that part of the discussion was carried out as they mentioned it back in November, but the FAQ that they put forward in November did not mention the Premier artifact going away at all. And in fact, it only mentions Premier twice in that post.
Yeah. But I think you gotta separate. Like, I don't think anyone necessarily asked for the Premier artifact to be removed, but people's been asking Treasure to be removed since 2012, right? Like, or Squeal. I mean, since it came in, people's been wanting it to be removed. This is the sneaky little integrity part, and that's the part that's like, y'all have fun with that. Because it's gonna get
it's
stupid.
Like Zidane said, is this making it old school?
And I so hate looking at everything through an old school lens, because I don't think old school is the end all be all. It was a life raft at the right time that has somehow people have just built onto it, right? Like, now it's a houseboat. But I I don't even know what I was thinking now, but it is separate, right? Like, they weren't asking necessarily for the artifact, but I think we all saw this coming, and I think that I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but with my experience with leagues, with my experience with Fresh Start at this point, it's broken the XP demon. And I just don't give a shit anymore about that. So, like, this isn't as big of a deal. But me 5 years ago would have been having a holy conniption fit, probably.
Yeah, why not just remove the 10% increased XP on the artifact until you tell us what's happening with Premier? Because that already, can't be used by Irons. Just leave us with the aura reset, the porter thing, and the 20% increased hit chance against low HP enemies until you decide what you want to do with Premier.
Well, those are the bodies that are coming, right? Well, that's just one, but there shall be more littered, because it's easier to whack this stuff with a hatchet than a scalpel. And they'll make an example out of it. Look at us carry it through. and can't like totally ignore that we haven't heard people asking for it, but there's always gonna you can always find a handful of people somewhere be like, yeah, I think it should be RuneScape Classic XP rate. Yeah. So
If they,
you know,
hey, I wouldn't mind that if they had the content for free
yeah.
from.
I know.
As long as they have the content to go with it, I'm happy. But yeah,
yeah. So.
And that's the thing I really wanted to get into this week more than next week, because next week is all going to be about, you know, that roadmap going forward and what the year looks like and what the, you know, the integrity updates of the year are going to be. This is getting a glimpse at that right here. And people wanted the removal of Treasure Hunter, but it's like, this is bringing so much more with it. And did people
it's
actually
not just Treasure Hunter,
like? Did people actually ask for that? Right?
I don't know of anyone who disliked the Premier, the Artefact.
Well, but see, this is part of the whole, because it was all tied together through the experiments, right? And so this artifact probably is going back to that one experiment. It might have been the DXP week or whatever, where it's like, ooh, we're going to remove extra XP items and stuff. And I mean, you're gonna, yeah, I mean, there's gonna be a lot of that, and we all voted for it. So I mean, hey,
I did not vote.
You did not vote. I voted for it just so that, because like I said, I just, as long as I have the unlocks and I figure out how to I don't care anymore. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just wondering, you know, how many of the so-called integrity updates next week that are announced in the integrity roadmap are going to be, you know, effectively in the vein like this. And one of the ones we know is probably coming is that the reason the combat beta takes range to 120 is that they have the idea of removing auras. So by removing auras, and if you let ranged and the other combat skills go to 120, that's the same appropriate level of power that you previously had with the combat boosting damage auras.
You know, if you think about it, I mean, if you play Devil's Advocate, should that been the design, right? Would that have been the design had it not had to been monetized? Right? Like, that's going to be discussion on every item like that. There's going to, you can have that discussion.
That's right. But again, I mean, you know, those auras, I mean, they were bought by our loyalty points, which were basically items we've paid for that they're now taking off.
And look at the loyalty shop.
Yeah,
what's in the loyalty shop aside from auras that people want?
Exactly. Well, yeah, because I got lucky when they took all the bank boosters and all that, because I wasn't really spending them. So on my main account, I got all 1,800 bank boosters, 1,800 bank spots, because I just spent all my loyalty points on the bank boosters before they took them out. And all they really left in was auras. So, and that's another thing. There's another Premier Club thing that they advertise that they're taking away from you. So everything that was advertised on Premier Club, they basically negated a month and a half after you've bought it.
Yeah. And only the keys were really talked about. And looking at the Premier, or sorry, not the Premier, but the loyalty shop in general.
Is that showing integrity if you're taking all this stuff away that you never told us about, that you advertised?
Well, you see, Pern,
that's a different kind.
You see its integrity because it's restoring the game to not have monetization elements with it.
But it's a very much a lack of integrity by the designers by not letting us know before we bought it that this is what they were doing.
Yeah, and if you remove all the auras from the loyalty shop, you're left with 14 cosmetic outfits and a bunch of recolors for various items.
I really feel rewarded for being So loyal.
Yep.
Man,
Well,
there's
yeah. I mean,
a lot of jokes there.
I'll be turning off my auto renews
Mhm.
on my members because I'll just see what happens at the end of next year.
They should give
Uh,
based on the number of years you've been subscribed, the amount of so-called loyalty you have from the loyalty shop. If you're a Premier member, they should let you have a certain number. I don't know how many number of picks as to any cosmetics that have been on Treasure Hunter ever.
hmm. Well, as I said, I got the Crown of Loyalty for 11 years Premier Club member because I've had it since it first come out.
Yeah. I think it's going to make sense until we know what this revamped loyalty system looks like.
And that's it. I mean, we are being on the pessimistic side at the moment, but hey.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so because Premier was mentioned 3 times in the FAQ. Not once was the Artefact mentioned at all.
Yeah. But that's it. But it's like, what are they going to? Yeah, what are their plans to compensate for what they're taking away after they've charged us for it?
Yeah, that sucks, and I don't think there's any way around that.
I mean, I guess when you look at it from
shame on them when it comes to that.
I guess when you look at it from its most basic thing, what you're getting with Premier Club is a severely discounted subscription rate. I guess that's what it is.
Well, but it's just a little bit, but that's what I'm saying. You're just buying for the year, so you don't have to have it renew all the time, and you might get like $10 off at something. It ain't much. So,
which is why I've always done it that way, because I've always liked that. Just pay once a year. I do that with my Paramount Plus. I do that with any subscription I can. I'll do it once a year, and it's bang. I know it's coming out, but because I hate monthly, but. As I was saying, I mean, it's, yeah.
But we're talking about severe discounts here, and this is the way, and, if anybody tuned out and wrote comments about us being, too much on the corporate side here in terms of wanting our goodies, let me just say that the Premier membership price for 2025 USD was $99.48, which comes to a grand total of $829 per month compared to whatever the $14.99 it is regularly. I think we're up to.
Well, as I said, it was $143.95 Australian, and it's I think we pay $16 a month, so it's not a big saving for us. But as I said, I'll go back to my $8 a month.
So $11.90 versus.
$16, but I'll be back on my $8 one. So, and that's the other thing. Are they going to now cancel grandfather rates because they don't have? They don't have.
I would definitely see that. I wouldn't.
I can see that coming in because
I'm surprised that's even made it this. I'm surprised that made it past the first sale of Jaguar. You know what I mean? Like, that's shocking to me. Really.
Yeah. I can see grandfather rates going away as well.
So the thing with this is just one of the many shoes that has dropped, and we're still focusing primarily on the Premier Artefact here, and maybe some of the costs and other benefits that you get from it, because that wasn't, let's just forget about the keys for a moment, but let's just focus on the Artefact in general here. This is the fallout from that movement to remove Treasure Hunter, to, in effect, make RS3, as Mod North said in one of his introductory interviews next year, sustainable for the next 20 years, because he said the monetization model was not sustainable. So,
grandfather rates are not going to be sustainable either.
Yeah.
How does taking the Premier Artefact though make it sustainable? See, that's the kind of
the integrity idea, because there's a 10% XP boost on it.
That's what I'm saying.
Taken that off it and left everything else. Yeah.
So if you want to know what's going to happen, look at all those experiments, type them up in a paragraph, and that's what we're getting. Like this, what it's not really, it doesn't feel like news to me because I figured once it went through, it was going through. But yeah, I don't know. It's, I went ahead and got Premiere again, or I mean, I'm gonna get Premiere again just because I'm hoping another, limited time something will pop
Yeah,
off.
or that there'll be some kind of, you know, addition of value added in the meantime, because I don't think that was immediately made clear on this week's post, and I should even, just, I don't normally look at the Reddit, but let's see if there's any FAQs there presently on this.
There's some FUs probably.
No, this is the way to make people happy.
Yeah, go to Reddit and put everything on there. Wonderful.
There's a question here about the holiday oddments. Apparently, their plan with those is to rerun them, or to just open the stores at some point around that respective time of year. So the Hodmints, the spring ones, and everything like that.
Right.
Yeah, I also got 10,000 Heartmints still too.
Yeah, Heartmints, those too.
and that's on this account. I mean, there'd be a lot more on the Pern account.
So it is what it is, I guess.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's it. I mean, this is what people voted for, and it's, as I said, there was a lot of those little ones we didn't even think about, like the 10% on the artifact, because of no one really uses that. It's all the other bonuses we use the artifact for. So, these are the things that are all going to be affected by it.
Yeah. And I mean, it like, I don't necessarily think that it's a game breaking deal. It's just this is the first of many shoes to drop.
And
that
you
not
don't
associated
need
with it.
You don't need the artifact when there's no bonus XP, and there's no auras to refresh, and there's no whatever else.
Oh yeah, you're right. You just killed the two of them. So I guess the only thing that I really need that artifact for then is the Porter side effect.
But also the auras, I mean, that isn't official that they're taking those away.
No, I
this
know,
is what
but...
we're...
Oh no, it is. It was said that the combat beta was in the position it was with 120 range because they expect auras to be removed at some point this year.
Yeah, expect it, but it's not set in concrete. It hasn't been officially...
If they said that to the PVM community and it's in the beta, like, hello guys, you better get over here and play. That's as close as confirmed as we're gonna get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to thank some Patreon supporters right now because, without them, we wouldn't be doing this episode. Hopefully this past segment wasn't too much around the bush for you guys here, but hey, we kind of gotta get the old curmudgeons in before
we gotta shave the bush.
Yeah, or shave the yak, as we were. You ever hear of yak shaving?
No.
I'll go with no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yak shaving is effectively a general problem-solving term that involves you getting sidetracked by a chain of seemingly unrelated and minor tasks that you want to complete before tackling the original main task, often leading you far from your goal. That's yak shaving.
Okay, that sounds like ADD.
Or, just RuneScape in general, right?
Or RuneScape in general, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah.
All right. Alvaro L., Amos Reed, Arvids L., Bambino, Bladecom, Chilbura, Dominic R, Duramax, Gilfleur, Imperialis, Jade Gizmo, Jason S, Jesse W, Julia W, Keski, Lemon Lodge, Luminos, Mattman, Mighty Myth, Michelle M, Mike Wings, Mongrath, Pernasius, Ricky A, Robbie D, Rob Sobs, Samuel FL, Scott DS, Shirt Pants, Scio Aces, Smavin, Snail Mage, Tabby, The Naked Captain, The Dabbing Goat, Tim, Ukulele Steve, Woody, Zant, and Zazakon. Thank you so much, everybody. Means the world to us. Patreon.com/RSBNB if you want to sign up. We're just about to record our first monthly bit of the year, and this first monthly bit will be on the topic of integrity updates of RuneScape's past, talking a little bit about what integrity updates are, and I think we're going to go into some of the pitfalls there too, because we had some back and forth about how that was going to land. I'm scheduled to record that one tomorrow, so look for that coming on the feed soon. So if you want to get that when that arrives, patreon.com/RSBNB, and you can sign up there for as little as $1 a month if you want to get that episode. We have 89 other ones that you can listen to as well. That's a full monthly bit library, and that's what we always like to do with these monthly bits, is just provide a huge library of content for saying thank you to the podcast. We also do have our VIP community tier. For $3 a month, you will get a Discord rank and a special Discord chat channel. You'll get a monthly shout-out on the show, plus high-quality stereo audio. We'll also ask you from time to time your ideas on monthly bit topics, have you submit Patreon discussion topics for quiet weeks, and take part in our community nights. And we do also, of course, have the Insider tier, where you get a shout-out weekly on the podcast and expanded access to our clip archive and outtakes. And with that, you also will get the RSBANB update Christmas card in December, which is a long way from now. So if you want to sign up for the rest of the year, that would be greatly appreciated. But from time to time, we'll also ask you to share your thoughts with us about an update as it goes. But patreon.com/RSBNB. Thanks so much, everybody. Your support means the world to us.
Thanks, guys.
Alrighty, let's go over some patch notes then. Starting off with these patch notes, they resolved an issue where the Spirit Weaver relic was preventing the completion of the 25th anniversary task to create a summoning pouch.
Kind of a weird one.
Yeah, I guess it's probably just a different summoning flow, which makes sense. Seated Bob the Cat correctly at the party table in Lumbridge so that he can join in on the celebrations. Players now should be able to post clan events past 2025 up to 2030. Bit of a fun story with this one. Back when the clan event system came out, we put one in at Clan Quest for December 16th or whatever, 2025. And we thought, no one's gonna let this event persist all the way to 2025. But lo and behold, we did execute on that, and I think at some point somebody has already scheduled one for December 2030.
Nice.
So I think a few of us have already committed to being there in 2030 for that. That's how we look at that. But as part of the game health and integrity focus this year, they have reviewed and optimized the default settings for first-time players, and some examples include, and they are very clear to note here that they're not all listed. They turned on by default slim headers, shift click to drop items, local timestamps and chat boxes, and split friends private chat. Turned off by default skip boat cutscenes, ability queuing, and single items open loot inventory.
Yeah, I think those make sense.
The only one I question there is the ability queuing one.
Yeah,
I wondered
that,
but I got a bigger ability bone to pick later on. keep my powder dry.
On this patch note here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or it was in the patch notes. I think it's a little bit further down.
Okay. They completely removed toggling boss-specific buff icons, the automatic ability to trigger regenerate, and show HUD combat mode icon.
That's the one. I like that one. I mean, it's okay. It's not that big of a deal, but that was nice. You know?
Yeah, that's the power that whenever you drop out of combat, you would heal right away.
Yep.
Okay. Now, hear this from a combat side perspective. You take a break in the middle of combat to recover or what have you. That completely saps your adrenaline. If your adrenaline stays at that point instead, you're not gonna. It's gonna be easier for you to get back into combat, I think. So that's what I can see on that one.
So that but doesn't your adrenaline go down if you're not in combat anyway?
Or don't we need right? There's a passive you have to unlock.
Now, so, yeah.
Yeah, there's a passive you have to unlock for that. Oh, okay. So does your adrenaline just go down and?
If you don't have that unlocked, yeah.
So it just goes down then.
Goes to 0, yeah.
Okay, maybe that one's a little bit questionable. And then they've reviewed and optimized the default keybinds for new players. I don't know what those were, but I mean, good.
Mm-hmm.
So there we have it. But that's one lens into integrity, I guess. Integrity and game health is managing keybinds. So. All right. I mean, yeah. It's the opposite side of the coin. It's not like bad.
No.
Like those are good updates. I mean,
it's just, and they probably came, from all the feedback of having us going through the new game again. So
I actually think those were mod ramen and just, based on somebody who's played the game and been around the block numerous times, is set in on that. So I think that's probably where that came from.
I'll take that too. I'll take it wherever it comes from, but yeah, good.
All right. What have we been doing in game? Pern, you wanna go first or shall I?
No, I haven't been doing a lot. Obviously other things sort of in life have come up recently, so I haven't been playing as much. I did my 4 capes on the main account.
What did you end up going for? That's actually what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I did Slayer, Archaeology, Thieving, and I needed some charges for because going through Slayer, obviously I was starting to run low on charges, so I just did Divination. The first 2, my Slayer and my Archaeology, I didn't realize that the max shards disappeared, so I got the 99 capes and just, as you do, sort of spacebar through everything, and then realized when I got to Thieving that, hey, the other max shards are gone, so had to go back and get the other ones, but it was, the Master shards seemed to drop quicker than the other ones once you had the inverted 99s unlocked. So
how difficult was Slayer? Because I've heard some things on that.
Yeah, my 99 Slayer took me 4 days, but I was going to Lanakeia. When I went back for the Master, I thought, screw this. So it seems to be going just on each kill rather than on the monster. So I just went to Simona and basically did it in about 5 hours. Got the Master Cape one done.
Okay, yeah, because I've been hearing that Slayer was a little bit difficult for that.
Yeah, I don't think people realize that it's done on the drop is rate is on
the
each
XP.
Kill.
On the XP, yeah. And in theory, the higher the XP drop you get, the more chance you have of getting the shards. So that's why.
No. It was on. I think it was on kill count because it went a lot quicker doing lower creatures than it did on the higher creatures. And maybe because the higher creatures take longer. So when you're doing, when you just got Iron Dragons and you're one hitting 10 at a time, it's.
Yeah, I heard good things about Dagonoths, like the OG.
Yeah, well, they were.
Dagonoths.
Oh, you flew through those. And yeah, the shard rate there was pretty good. It's like,
yeah,
I think I got 100 off one task when the task was like 11 minutes.
Archaeology, I did that one too. No
was
complaints.
quick, yeah.
No complaints with that one.
Nope.
Divination, how was that? How bad was that?
Yeah, again, couple of hours. I did basically 200 charges on the vacuum. For both capes.
And then the fourth one was
thieving.
Okay.
And that
which
was
is
really
obvious
quick
in this day and age with all the insane thieving that's there.
Okay.
Yeah,
I had to do a few things for the for Pern on that account. So yep, figured why not get them done while I'm here.
Yeah. I went for archaeology as I mentioned, then woodcutting, then necromancy. And I'm leaning towards defense on the last one. Why are you shaking your head?
Hey, because everyone was expecting you to say farming, and
I already have farming.
The Master Cape?
Yeah, I brought that over from Fresh Start.
Oh, I thought you only had the 99 on that one.
No, I got 120 farming on Fresh Start. Remember, I finished rank 60 or whatever.
That's right. Yes, you did. So, well, there you go. There's a reason why, people. Don't fall over shocked.
So my thing is do I sit at the Abyssal Beasts or somewhere for the rest of the month to get 120 defense? I have about I have about 40 million XP to go.
As I said, you'll find a place where you can AFK for about $1 mil an hour. So. Yeah, it's not going to be too bad.
Like, did they nerf Vyres or something? Did that happen?
Oh, Vyres, yeah, Vyres were very good, weren't they?
For combat XP?
Excellent. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it, 2008?
And you get
and
you get the extra prayer XP as well.
And herb lore and everything.
And all those herbs that they drop.
Because I was thinking the abyssal things were probably the way to go.
Yeah, I think it was the abyssal, the middle ones.
There's the abyssal beasts.
What are these?
I know there's lords, beasts, and savages, right?
Savages. Isn't the savages the middle ones? Or is beasts the middle ones?
No, I think savages are the middle ones, but
yeah.
See, but it's all about. I mean, I think it's partially too about how much
savages are the lowest ones. Lord, no, that's concept art. Hold on, everybody. The abyssal savage, the abyssal beast, and the abyssal lord. Okay, and the beast is the middle one.
Okay, so the beast, if you do it in the actual area it is at, pop in your potions.
Asylum.
That's over $1 mil. Yeah, that's over $1 mil an hour. I don't know what it's like out in the wilderness because they're spread out a bit more there.
Right. Okay. And my understanding is that lords, at this point, you still need the cannon and whatnot to
exactly.
Do so we'll just skip on
lords. Those. Yeah, I mean lords are great, but it's more of you've got to watch the screen.
You got to lean forward for them.
And the savages just south of the herb patch there. They're very good as well, but I don't know what the XP rates are because they're a bit more clustered together. You can sort of rip through those easily too. But
I think it's pretty darn comparable. I think it's pretty close.
Yeah, the wiki estimates about 1 million XP an hour for Beast, so that might be the play there. For that.
So that's an Asylum. Yeah,
that might be the play for that one, and then get defense and do that along the way for it. So
And if anyone has any better ideas, pop it in chat
let
for
me know
Shane,
what the best.
he does read it
what
all.
the best raw combat XP would be.
Nice. 204 raw rocktail. Thank you. I'll take that. I'm chasing cooking XP at the moment on the GIMP, so
Tanis, I don't know if you're going for it, but what would your 4 capes be if you had to pick? Keep in mind, as Pern said, the master one's coming quick, so I know you got a lot of them from Fresh Start as 99s.
Yeah. Construction, because it would just have to be Slayer. Probably, those would be the big 2 would be.
The archaeology one looks really sharp.
I was thinking about that one. That's probably like that's definitely in there. But I'm thinking back, like trying to remember if I had an archaeology.
Cape. Yeah.
I don't think I do have that.
But that was also a quick one. I was done in that one in under 3 hours.
Yeah, that was really quick. But yeah, I mean, I like your construction one. I like that was on my list. But what I do like is they're only allowing us to unlock 4. I know that's a controversial take because a lot of people like that, but it extends the content. It means that each year I know I am going to compete in this anniversary thing because I want those capes. So it just over the next 3 years I've got something to do during the anniversary.
Yeah. And for any new skills that come out, those will go to 120 and those will be options there too. And that's kind of why I went for the necromancy one, because that one's actually novel and we didn't have that before in Fresh Start.
That's true. Yeah.
So okay, so construction, Slayer.
Yeah, I'd probably go with archaeology, although I'd have to get it from the start. And then maybe herblore. Yeah.
I remember the shards do come in together. You get the normal shards, and if you are 120, you get the max shards at the same time. But obviously, one's 990, one's 1200.
I actually have a question about that.
Yeah, max.
Go ahead, Tam.
I have to switch it to prayer because I actually do have a legit 120 prayer. So to have the legit inverted would be cool.
Well, there you go, and that's not that common from Fresh Start. You can bet. I actually have a question on that. What you were mentioning, Pern. When I did archaeology and woodcutting, I just went and focused that cape, and I only got master shards. The only time I actually got the actual skill shards was when I was doing the necromancy one. So is that because I didn't have the necromancy inverted as standard?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. If you've already got it, like when I went back to Slayer, because I was getting both, and then I unlocked the basic one, the 99 one.
Oh, I see.
And when I refocused, I took them away. So when I went back, it started the max ones again, yes.
Oh, okay.
So if you don't have either, so if you're going for capes from scratch, you'll get both shards. If you've already got a 99, you'll only get the master shards.
Okay. All right.
And if you've already got the 99, the master shards will drop at a quicker rate than they do when you're sort of going for them together. So when I hit 990 Slayer, I had about 800 master shards.
Okay. And for what it's worth, if anybody's doing the necromancy, want a really chill, laid-back way for that was to just do the manifest ectoplasms at the Ungale ritual site. Just because that
the best place.
makes your stuff last longer, and you can take a bit of a hit on that. And slime is cheap enough. So, all right, let's do some achievements then this week. We do have a few, not as many as last week because we're not going to the post-holiday section. But starting off, we have Jade Gizmo on the 13th with 200 million crafting. Mej Quest also on the 13th with 120 divination. Lord Zorik on the 11th with 120 archaeology. Rhino also on the 11th with 120 attack. Xanthangum with 120 thieving. Then ending off the 11th, we have XOX, Scotty XOX with 200 mil Constitution, and then Crazy Legs 722 with 120 Dungeoneering, also on the 10th.
Continuing on the 10th, Daydreamer hit 120 Slayer. Very well done. It's a nice skill. Westcase hit 99 Constitution also on the 10th. Moving on to the 9th, we have Tim 2 with 200 million Agility XP, and he's going in for a lobotomy very soon after that. January 8th, our very own Sheep Lord, the Man NZ hit 120 Woodcutting. Santa's End with 120 Slayer on the 8th, and the return of Tycho Elf, Shane's best friend, with 99 Necromancy. Also January 8th. The Bear Hug Man.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Then we have Godin with Master of All on January 13th, and moving up to that point very closely, getting Ace the Hunter Pet at 206 million XP on the 9th, and then Jadchor also Master of All on the 9th. The two of them were racing, and you could see this in the Achievements channel. Just the nice back and forth that we saw from that, so that's always nice and good to chat about that. But good work, everybody. Good work.
Nice.
Alrighty. You guys ready to go back to like 2003, 2004?
Can we do that?
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
do that.
I wish we could.
All right. So back in the day, before Reddit became a thing, and before it became shitty and all that, many people think that Reddit pioneered the format of like community upvoted news and community driven news sources and whatnot, right? Many people see Reddit as the originating source of that, but one of the websites that was very early in that space was Dig, and Dig was the website, the original one, that had a much better design and usability flow for it. And the only reason Reddit really ended up taking off was much the same reason that we saw old school RS take off, is because at some point the way the Dig website worked and the policies behind it changed, and that caused a mass exodus to Reddit. So what started happening in the spring of last year was original Dig founder Kevin Rose and one of the Reddit founders, goes by the name of Alexis, teamed up to bring back Dig, to relaunch Dig. So what we have here is a take on what something like Reddit would look like if you were reimagining it and rebuilding it for 2026. So you have the same core essence of it, where you can submit link posts, you can submit videos, you can submit text posts in a variety of communities and categories around there, and then you just go to the website, and then if something looks interesting to you, you just press that upvote button, and that makes the story surface, or makes the story move closer to the surface in that community. And the ones that resonate across the entirety of the Dig website can be seen on the Dig homepage. And Dig has always been something that I'd gravitated towards. I absolutely hate Reddit. People will know about that based on various policies that Reddit has put forward and whatnot. How a lot of people out there see Reddit as the original in this space, when in reality it was Dig. A lot of people think Reddit was the original in terms of the whole sliced bread factor in this format, but it wasn't. So to me, this is something that goes back to 2003, 2004, when the original Dig launched back in the day. And we're talking about 23 years ago at this point. The website stayed online and experienced its heyday in 2008-ish, in the run-up to the 2008 election in the U.S. is probably when the original Dig was the busiest. So to see Dig relaunch and be part of the beta process last year, it's been something that I've been waiting for and watching. So, you're questioning, why is it pick of the week this week? Well, the reason it's pick of the week this week is that the public beta for this relaunch of Dig is finally live. So if you go to dig.com, digg.com, it's one of those old URLs where it's got the double consonant in it, digg.com. You can sign up and experience. It's a little bit nostalgic in that way that you can go back to how things used to be and whatnot on the internet, but with a bit of a modern twist into what things might have been like. So I'd been waiting to do this as pick of the week. I'd been wanting to do it until either they sent out more invites that I could give away or that it would go public, and lo and behold, it actually went public here. And the reason it went public today is that they launched their custom communities. So both the /RuneScape and /2007scape have already been created for anybody who wants to do that. So go check it out, dig.com. They got communities for practically everything. So I can't wait to see what happens here with the website, and I'm just so glad that it's back. I don't necessarily know if it's going to have the critical mass presently that something like Reddit does, but if you are a Reddit user and you're looking for an alternative that just isn't Reddit and is built more towards what the modern internet needs, that's what Dig claims to be and is aiming to do here with its relaunch. Dig.com.
Cool. Very cool.
So
I'm just having a look through the funny ones. There's some good stuff on here.
Yeah, funny is a good subreddit. I really also enjoy gaming and technology.
Nice.
Yeah.
So,
very good.
Yeah. And, people were worried about what this was going to mean for, like, AI-based content and whatnot. But all they're really doing in terms of AI integrations with this is that, as far as it goes, is that if you submit a link or a video, all their AI integration does is just give you a brief summary of the link or the video. So it's not, going full-throated on all the AI stuff in terms of AI content. Because I don't know about you guys, in the times that I've even looked at, like the RuneScape subreddit or any of the other still decent subreddits, it feels like, it's easy to see whenever somebody's writing their posts with AI.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So they plan to have detection and all that in place for this. So
we don't talk about AI images in Australia. It'll get you arrested.
Yeah, let's not make AI images.
Yeah. Call me a Luddite in that regard.
I'm still looking for a good opportunity to do something LLM based for pick of the week, but my thing is that I can do something to that effect, but I don't want to have a pick of the week that's really out there good for one person in that regard. So that's kind of why I haven't done that. But yeah, I can't wait to exactly see what happens with Dig. So that's the pick of the week, dig.com.
Very nice.
Like one of their posts here was about this Verizon outage today in the U.S. Apparently Verizon was down.
That seems to be happening often.
Yeah, and they don't
Can't
say
imagine.
exactly what the problem was. Many users, according to the AI TLDR, it says, this Tech Radar live blog reports on the widespread Verizon outage affecting voice, text, and data services across multiple states in the U.S. Many users are seeing SOS instead of network bars. Wow. So, anywho, that's the pick of the week. Go check it out. Dig.com. Sign up.
Enjoy it.
All right.
It's quite funny.
Anything else here before we go?
No, just looking forward to see what the next few weeks brings us. It's going to be very interesting times.
I think so. I hope it'll be. I hope people will be pleased with what arrives.
I'm not holding my breath.
Well, see,
I'm
that's
waiting
the
for
thing.
Groundhog's Day.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's like What if there's XP nerfs planned as part of Integrity?
Oh, there's going to be. What do you mean, what if? There's going to be. We know that side. What we don't know is, will they make the changes to the content so that the unlocks flow and it's not tied to XP? My money's on no, but I don't want to argue about that. So
Right, and like a theming rebalance as an example.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
No matter what, we'll be here next week. RS Ahead, the full year roadmap, the Integrity roadmap, and everything else along the way. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here with us. Janice, good having you back.
Thanks, Shane.
As well as you, Pern. Hopefully those poker tables will be kind to you.
Yeah, let's hope they keep going. And it's good to be back for 2026.
Indeed.
Let's hope for
indeed.
a great new year.
And if you want the show delivered automatically to you when it arrives, update.show/subscribe. We're on all the big podcast listeners out there. Apple Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Spotify, and more. Also, YouTube at youtube.com/RSBNB. Do give the show a like and subscribe. Helps the channel out. Everybody always says that's a cliche thing, but it really does. The engagement on the shows on YouTube really lights a spark under them when that happens. So if you like the show, send a signal there. But we'll be back next week to talk about the roadmaps. Until then, see you next week, everyone. Take care.
See you.
Happy Skyping all.